Alright. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Spring 2023 Castlevania Aria Randomizer Tournament. We have a match between LuichoX and McBobX. It's the match of the X's, LuichoX. Same preset as the past couple races, so we're starting to get familiar with it. Yeah, Aria's going to be starting off in just a minute here. Alright, right off the bat, we got our Hammer Shop, Durandal, and a very cheap Ascalon. Also, Catablepus is actually good here, because it is stone affected. And Stolas, that plus 16 int, is very powerful. So it looks like Lucho bought Durandal. McBobX still deciding what to get here. Got something. Headed through this first room, we might see Panther in this first room. We are going to see Backdash, that's very nice. As well as Waiter Skeleton. Unlike previous years, Panther is not guaranteed to be in the first 6 checks. It's possible that it can be off to this first left exit, but in this case, Dance Hall, it is slide locked. So it is not going to be over there. Yo, that's sync though. For now, both runners are just going to be heading to Creaking Skull. Should be a pretty easy fight. If you're not familiar with the preset, you'll notice on the bottom right, the enemy names are... No, it can't. Still the first 6. I am a liar and spreading misinformation. Thank you, Fuse, for correcting me. The enemy names on the bottom right are very messed up. In this case, Creaking Skull had more than 240 HP. However, less than whatever its normal defense was. Misinformation indeed. Panther's right here. So, don't have to go quite to the very end, but also not first room. For now, the route's going to look pretty similar for both runners, just heading up through corridors without any Malphus or any other form of progression. That's really just the only thing they can do, though we'll almost certainly see progression before the end of corridors with 6 more checks in it, thanks to the Soul Compass, which tells us soul canisters and books. Speaking of, slide. Flying armor. And Malphus. Well, there is the progression. Flying armor is not very useful, but slide's very good to have. It can let them get into that dance hall door that we saw earlier. Undine. It'll also let them get into study as well as exit study, and a couple checks in arena. So very good to know that it's there. Is that Skula? No. Okay, thank God. Not quite every single piece of progression in 2 rooms, but pretty close. With Malphus, I think we're probably going to see the runners head across this gap to this vanilla inner quarters door. But of course, areas are randomized. It takes the underground reservoir. There are a couple checks that we can do here, and I'll probably see both runners do at least this first check to see what it is. In this case, it's healing, so Lucho looks like he's going to grab it. But going any farther in Reservoir, you don't have Skula, so you're missing some of the checks in Eastern, and you can't head farther down. So very few people would keep going there. Looks like Lucho's going to head back down while McBobX does head farther into Reservoir, going to meet this plus attack Triton. Takes the hit there, but is able to go through it. If that's something good, Minotaur, that's pretty good. Could be worth a detour. Lucho took a save and is now heading up towards Vanilla Dance Hall door. McBobX breaking the rules, but it also doesn't really matter. But it is good to know. Boat Zip is banned. So I'll have to reach out to him about that. Didn't get anything. Nightmare's pretty good red soul though. So it's a decent trip out of the way here. And Luicho found Chapel. A couple checks here. It's also a very nice and low-level area. Though with stat rando, that doesn't mean a whole lot, given that enemies can have up to double their attack stat. And gonna warp back to corridors to try and find this last item check, while McBobX continues on to the end of corridors. Are we gonna see Skula right above Hammer? No. We're gonna see School Key. Not as helpful. In fact, it's completely useless, so bit of a shame. There's the last check that Luicho's looking for. It is Skula, but it's at the other side of corridors. Luicho is now heading further in, can slide under this pathway, while McBobX is going to go through this Graham cutscene. Oh, kicker. That's very good, actually. There's a check at the start of Dance Hall that Luicho couldn't get without either flight or kicker. But now that he has kicker, he can head back and get that. It'll be interesting to see if he chooses to do that before or after. I didn't see what area McBobX came into, but I assume it was Clock Tower due to the very close by warp. So with School, he could go farther in there, but it's also a bit more of a dangerous area. Especially with only copper plate for armor. Heading farther down, there's a black cloak, decent accessory, all things considered. A bit of defense since he sold his armor. But you know, just the risk you take to get some money. Gotta buy the weapons. McBobX also entering into Dance Hall. Again, doesn't have the abilities. Minus HP, minus defense, Minotaur gets one shot, okay. Below here for Luicho, this should be pretty doable with Ascalon or Durandal. Unless it's, I don't know, plus defense, plus attack. You know, resist slash is also something I hadn't considered. I wouldn't necessarily call this a good idea, but yeah, at least it's minus defense, or minus HP, so it's not going to take as long as it could. Bosses in Stat Rando are guaranteed to have one buff, that could be a stat buff to HP, attack, or defense, or it could be a resistance. In this case, the resistance is to slash, which both of Luicho's and McBob's weapons are. So they're going to be dealing, I want to say, half as much damage. But I'm not certain on that number. I don't know how much he hates Ascalon. That is true. Luicho, well-known Ascalon hater, loses races because he doesn't want to use Ascalon. Though once he gets through this first phase of Balor, it shouldn't be quite as bad. Yeah, 50 hits, quite decent. And you can play second phase a lot safer than first phase if you just keep jumping over it. Now, we'll see if McBob chooses to fight this boss or take the reset after seeing how little damage he's doing. Oh, he's doing even more damage because he has that Minotaur soul, actually. So, something came out of the Eastern trip after all. Now, the reason they're fighting this boss is both for levels and also because we are using a objective rando preset, which means that out of the 3 books the runners need, at least 1 and up to 2 of them can be kill a certain area's boss. And now we have not seen any of these books yet, but a good play can be to using Killer Mantle for some damage on McBob's side. Good play can be to go out of your way to kill some bosses, especially if they're ones that give you bonuses like the shop bosses, Headhunter and Death, or Legion and Balor for XP. Because then when you find that book, decent chance that you already have the boss killed. And I may hear that and say, well, why don't you just kill all the bosses and then you can guess that you've killed them at the end without needing to find the book, and yes, you're right, and that's why we banned guessing. But lure down for McBobX. A very fast fight for him. Gorgon Soul probably won't come in very handy for either of them. Now the question is, last check right here for Luicho. It is. He doesn't have to go back and use Kicker. You can get out of Dance Hall without needing anything like the slide we need to get in. And I imagine both runners will be taking that exit rather than warping out. Though there are quite a few places they can go with even just Malphus, let alone Malphus and Skula that McBob has. Looks Malphite. Some people just want experience. And I would fight Legion for experience sometimes. Though you are right. Generally, Legion is not a boss that's fought very much, because it's very hard to hit the core without breaking the shell first, which makes his functional HP very high. However, in Stat Rando, sometimes you can check what he's weak to, and he'll have less HP, less defense, or he'll be weak to fire or electric or one of the elements that you carry on you, which makes the fight go a lot faster. This does also mean that it's very worth it to keep various elemented weapons on you, especially ones like Curse, Stone, and Poison, as if an enemy is weak to Stone or Poison, you can hit them with that attack, and then it'll take double damage for the rest of the fight. And if they're weak to Curse, well, that deals a percentage of their health bar, and normally bosses aren't weak, because it deals like 800 damage a hit for Chaos. And a giant ghost from Minotaur there. That's our first book, Blue Book. I don't believe either runner has seen Giant Ghost yet. And looks like Luicho is going to be warping out. I just remember, yeah, I think he already came into the other side of Chapel. So now I bet he's probably headed to the Floating Gardens entrance, Vanilla. As he also does not yet have Skula, and he has forgone that side of the castle. So just going to do a quick kind of abuse the rounded edges of that platform to clip onto it. And it is vanilla Floating Gardens. It's interesting. No checks here, and this is a left exit, so we could run into a dead end at top floor locked door, or forbidden locked door. So it's a bit of risk to go through this. But we'll see. We'll see if it pays off. As for McBob, I think he might be heading to the same place. Or it could be that he chooses to use the Skula to take that Skula exit right by the Gardens exit. He's doing the checks, Luicho is, but nothing good that I saw. Into inner quarters. Not a dead end, thankfully. Only 2 checks here, and there's a boss in the way before the save point. You might choose to grab the warp and then head out the lower left exit, or we might just keep going, because we'll lure down, you know, just hope that it's not Legion, that'll probably be fine. It looks like he's heading to the other exit first. And that is not, you know, that's not very helpful. Gets that Curly random drop from Curly, so is it really a random drop? That's the questions you gotta ask yourself. It's the worst Rush Soul, but it's still a Rush Soul, so very good to have. Also, if he gets Undine, that'll let him go through the waterfall in Reservoir. Nothing up at the top. So these two checks could be behind Galamoth. Ooh, Legion. And yeah, because this boss is between Luicho and the save point, he can't reset out of this fight without losing a good bit of progress. So he might be stuck in on this. Plus HP minus attack. Not what you want to see, but at least it's not plus defense. So this, the bonuses can be anywhere from 40% to 100% stronger. So this Legion could have like 6,000 health on the core, I believe. Or a lot on the shells. I don't know how much health they have normally. Thankfully, because it's minus attack, Luicho can very easily just tank through it to get to the other side, which will make this fight a lot faster. Whenever he gets to one end, he can just jump in and drop to the other. Oh, looks like he's trying to go over instead, doesn't want to take the damage. This is also pretty fast if you have Panther, so either works if he just wants to save HP. Yeah, this fight's gonna take a minute. McBobX is doing a lot more damage with that Ascalon comparatively. Around 50 more per hit. But it also is a bit slower and you need to backdash cancel it. So you could get stuck if you miss a input a lot easier. Interesting getting simultaneous fights on a couple of these bosses. Yeah, they've been pretty in sync for this seed. We can kind of view this fight as a combat test. Which weapon choice is better? The Durandal or Ascalon? Though Luicho does have a bit of a head start. Honestly, my vote is on Ascalon with McBobX. I think that just a bit better damage might be the key. Luicho choosing to wait at the top for Legion instead. Interesting. That's a shell down for Luicho. Did have a bit of a head start coming in here. Said the McBobX does not have Curly. Yeah, it's true. Good point. Didn't get that random drop from Curly. Luicho kind of stuck in the corner. Only takes 2 hits though. Only takes 3 hits though, but that's like the same damage that a 1 hit from a normal Legion would do. That killer mantle usage though. Comparable damage to Ascalon. Some more Curly from Luicho. Might be able to take down the whole shell and get the soul. Not that it's probably any good, but you never know. Yeah, that's the core left for Luicho. Now there's 3 laser beams. And Legion is down for Luicho. The Curly makes that difference very big. Just being able to damage all the segments at once. I feel like we've seen this before. A Legion that drops Skeleton. Not the soul that you want to see, really, but they do have a lot of XP. You'll notice Luicho is nearly 550 health right now, so it's going to be in no danger of dying, and that's one of the 2 remaining souls in this area. Hate to see that for Luicho, and you hate to see that for McBob, because you would have liked it before the Legion fight. Top floor, 0 checks. Very interesting. And coming out into corridors means Luicho is probably going to find that Skula finally. Something behind Graham? Yeah, I mean, I think you want weapons behind Graham, so this is better for finding stuff behind Graham. McBob got that crouch there. Staying safe. Now I believe... I don't recall where this took McBob. But now Lucho is going there. Clock Tower, 0 text, yeah. So with Skula, Lucho could head up and take either of the doors out of this, which looks like is what he's going to do. There's also a boss fight, and with both Legion and Balor down, only 4 options. All of them are going to be pretty easy. He might be... I think he might save split the top exit just to see what it is, then reset and head back to fight the boss and take the left exit. Your guess is Curly is the required blue. My guess is that Giant Ghost is the required blue. Study. So, I think what Lucho is doing here is either picking this route or taking the decision to do a very long save split and just hope that nothing in here is any good. But again, he can... Oh, Vijaya. I think you want to keep that. In a lot of these races, we've seen the final couple bosses be weak to Thunder especially, and Vijay is a pretty good Thunder weapon. Well, you're definitely not resetting now, because that's your blue soul. And for his neutral special, Soma wields gun. We still don't know what bosses, or what singular boss there is have to fight, though. McBob choosing to head up and fight the Clock Tower boss here. So if this is a shop boss, it is not. Never mind. I was going to say we might see a shop trip with some good items in it, but we're going to see a plus HP, plus attack, great armor instead that hits for 100. Love that for the third boss in the game. But some good Killer Mantle usage takes that down real quick. Red soul here. That was a clean backdash room entry. Like perfectly timed to end up right there. Big Golem, so we still haven't seen the shop bosses. One of them is going to be in Arena, and the other one is going to be in Cemetery, so taking the spots of Balor and Legion. Rahab's Sword also good to have. That one is water typed, so if we see an enemy or a boss weak to water, that's going to be a good thing to equip. There's the walk top floor entrance for Luicho, so he's going to have to backtrack through study. But that also means that he's going to find his way back to Giant Golem, Big Golem, Large Golem, and top floor, not top floor, Arena. So they're going to be back on the same route. Yellow Book is beat Clock Tower boss. That is something McBobX has already done. And that is one of each book. So the third book could either be a soul, one of the red souls they've already picked up maybe, or another boss. And Lucho, probably on his way, is going to beat the Clock Tower boss before he even enters Arena. So that's a nicely placed book, just like, hey, I hope you killed this boss. If not, just backtrack for 3 minutes. Great Armor boss is one of the required? Yes. There's Death. So there are 2 shop bosses. Each one of them will expand the shop by an additional, I want to say 8, but I might be lying, items. These are, completely random. So we could see top tier gear in here. Almost skips that strawberry, but realizes what it is and turns back. That is a plus 300, I believe. And Luicho is skipping the boss, so he's going to have to come back there after he finds that yellow book, which will lose him just a bit of time. Won't be able to take the warp immediately out of Arena. Very clean death ray from McBob for plus HP, plus defense. Just playing it safe. Did Luicho warp out of Arena before finding Yellow Book? Is that what I just saw? And that's down. That could come back to bite him. There's a 50% chance for there to be a duplicate of any given book. Death Sickle, that's also really good. It's, I believe, the strongest hitting weapon in the game, as well as being dark type, so if one of the final bosses is weak to dark, that is going to be the best weapon of choice against that boss. Looks like Luicho is headed back to Reservoir. Thought Shop was 10 out of 10 out of 10, 10, 10. That sounds more likely, frankly. I just liked the number 8 in my head. But yeah, that sounds right. Evenly divided between souls and items. Luicho not breaking the rules. Let's go. But he can now go into the rest of Eastern if he so chooses, making use of Skula to do those checks on the farther right. Blue soul here. Giant bat. That's a shame. Because I think McBob already did DDR room. I think I saw. You can use Giant Bat to skip DDR by going through the wall. So, if you'd done those rooms in the other order, would have been a bit faster. Is that Hippo? That is Hippo. So that's flight for both players. Luicho with the faster one, but he, again, skipped that yellow book. So, it'll be a question of if he goes back and finds that. I do think Red Book is probably in Reservoir, or maybe off of Reservoir in Cemetery. So, it'll be interesting to see if McBob... Oh my god! That was a lot of damage. Don't run into a zombie on your way back. Luicho also taking a lot of damage. This is the third time I've seen someone run into that room and immediately jump into a slime. I am telling you, as Aria players, we have an instinct to enter that room and immediately jump. And I don't understand why. We wouldn't jump when entering the next room. It's not like we forget it exists. It's just like, oh, this hallway. Let's go walk into it and jump into the enemies. Also, McBobX has a Calibulg. I don't know when he got that, but very good straight sword. Can buy a Balmung, also very good. Red Minotaur, very good red soul. And there's a bit of healing. Coffees. So we can buy a few of those as well. Arena behind red minnows, nice. Black belt for Luicho. Love to see that. Where is McBob headed? Clock tower. Interesting. Does he think maybe it's faster to get to Reservoir from Clock Tower, coming from the right side of corridors? Or does he want to check the flight exits in corridors 7 and 6? We do have Cemetery here. There's 2 checks out of 4, so we could see the book. We could also see Cognazo. 1 check left to be good. Here's hoping. Headhunter, another shop boss, so we saw Balmung and Death's shop upgrade for McBob. That's Forbidden Area. There is a check in Forbidden Area. Okay. Forbidden Area checks are also very high value. I'd say there's a decent chance that Forbidden Area has the last book. Luicho has a Poison Fist. That is a poison weapon, so it's good to keep on hand for any enemies weak to poison. Yeah, and McBob entering into Reservoir here. Let's have Hunter down for Luicho. Very nice. McBob going to be clearing out Eastern here. So he's going to grab Hippo as well. Have that faster movement. Gungnir, very good lightning weapon. McBob choosing to skip the Hrunting. So, taking that gamble that he's not going to need a poison weapon at any point here. That maybe Stolas for Luicho is very good, but his best blue soul is that Curly, so not gonna be quite as good as it might be with other souls. There's Hippo for McBob. Ah, there's the Poison Fist. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see if McBob chooses to head towards the left side exit of Reservoir like Luicho did, and we'll see them just trace each other's paths. Or if McBob skips that and instead heads down, it should save him some time. The debate in chat, is it better to use Soul Eater Ring or Rare Ring? Rare Ring gives claim and infinite healing. Soul Eater Ring only gives soul drops, which freeze the screen and are slow. Haven't seen a final sword yet? Yeah, not this tournament. Yeah, looks like both of the runners are heading down. Was that 100 damage from a slime? Please don't die, McBob. I already made it. Nice. So if there's a book around here, maybe like behind Waterfall, maybe Waterfall links to Forbidden, something like that. Slime, does he know the strat? Also, there's Red Book. If McBob knows the strat, then Slime is going to be very good against Chaos. There's Lilith as well. Not as good when you already have Stolas. Galmoth? Galmoth. But that's Red Book. They both can get that right now. And if that's a boss that McBob has already killed, I think that puts him in go mode. Wait, no. I don't think he's gone to study, so I don't think he has Blue Soul yet. Might be misremembering. We'll see. Beat arena boss. Okay, so McBob has killed both of the bosses that those books need. So if he can find that that giant ghost soul, or if he already has it, that's going to be really good for him. Because Luicho, yeah, he skipped Clock Tower boss, and then he warped out of arena, so he needs to go back and do both of those fights. Charm it, honestly? Yeah, Minotaur is pretty easy farm. McBob lost? clutch going from Lucho. He can eat that spoiled milk he got. You cannot visit Galamoth. Lose time, Lucho. Visit Galamoth. Let's go. Oh, that's right. Luicho also doesn't have... He hasn't seen Yellow Book, because that one is in Arena. So he knows he has to go to Arena and kill that boss. But is he going to stay to look for the book? McBob trying to remember how to get to a Minotaur? Honestly, same. I was going to say that there's some in... Gets the soul third try. McBob is in go mode. Can he remember how to get to top floor, though? Despite having watched Lucho go into top floor 4 times, I don't remember where it is. So, we'll see. Well, it's the question. How was that volume? Yeah, that sounds fine to me. Okay. McBob's searching for top floor. Lucho is into Arena, so he's gonna go do that fight now. But does he... Did he go get the book? Is he gonna go search for that? I was not paying attention, so I don't know the answer to these questions. The rhetorical questions for chat. Malared says yes. So I'm gonna assume that Lucho has Yellow Book. Okay. So yeah, McBob has a bit of a lead. Probably... what, 2 minutes, maybe? Lucho has to fight Death, he has to go... he has to then go back to top floor. So... I think it's gonna come down to execution, and how these last couple bosses randomize their stats. That is a lot of damage from lubricants. Would it be too much if enemies had a chance of dealing a random element? As long as poison and curse are not included in that, I don't think it would really change anything. Yeah, stone as well, that's true. There's Death Scythe for Lucho. What is Gran going to be weak to, or resistant to? Make it or break it here. Minus attack plus defense. Alright. 51 damage is really good for plus defense, so this should go pretty quickly. Just play it safe, because I'm not sure if minus attack works. We'll have to see if McBob takes a hit here. I kind of like the decision to swap to Balmung, and Death Scythe even better. The more damage your weapon does, the better it is against higher defense enemies. Whereas lower defense enemies, you want faster hitting weapons. But looks like he's decided Calibulg is good enough, it's just easier to use. Lucho still needs to kill Clock Tower boss too. So, back to this fight as well. There's Grand Phase 2 for McBob. Can you giant ghost the little fireballs? That's a good question. I don't know if anyone's ever equipped giant ghost in that fight. That's Cram 3 down. Luicho, you're taking a shop trip. There's a final sword and shop. And a lot of healing. That's a really good shot. He is still behind a boss fight, though. So it really depends how well can he use that final sword. This is, again, a heavy weapon. Not a fan of Ascalon. I don't know if Luicho is a fan of final sword. McBob also taking a shop trip. Keeping that Poison Fist, keeping that Rahab sword. I like that. You really want to keep these those better, like, elemented weapons. You can see some really good uses of those against Graham and Julius and Chaos. Now McBob is headed off to Garden. So sells Zen fights? Yeah, definitely. Especially with Final Sword, which is objectively the best weapon in the game in vanilla. So as long as these, as long as Julius and Graham aren't like resist slash, aren't weak to something that McBob has, Final Sword could also really help bring that back. Or just if the bosses are plus attack, plus HP, turn into a skill check, then Luicho's skill with the bosses can shine through as well. Objectively the best. It multi-hits and it deals more damage than Claim. Alright, let's see what Julius is. Plus HP, plus attack, minus defense. Alright. This is a very mean Julius. This Julius is going to be a skill check. So, wish our runners luck for this fight. But again, these levels doing really nice. You just need to not get hit, and it is an endurance test. Is this game 1 or 2? This is game 1. Did McBobX take that hit from the whip or from the slide? This could be great here. Yeah, I agree. If McBob is comfortable with the hit. Slide? Alright, that makes sense. I believe Julius's plus attack is bugged on his slide and sub-weapons. So, however much damage that slide did, like, double it, and that's how much damage whip is gonna do, if not more. Very clean Julius fight here. Yeah, 255. McBobX is one-shot range. I would heal. $260 to Luicho. At least he knows how much damage is now. He is hitting those double hits with Final Sword on Julius. That's very hard to do. I gotta hit it with the tip at the end. But that's very nice. Very good gameplay. That might help him catch up to this at this fight. Take back a bit of that time loss, but he gets hit again. Gotta use some more of his healing. Honestly, phase 2 from McBobX might be a bit safer, because if you get hit by the sub-weapons, they only deal 100 damage instead of 250. And in phase 2, a lot of my issues, like, why did you throw an axe there, Julius? Why did you do that? That's Julius now for McBobX at 44 minutes, so we can keep an eye on when Luicho finishes. Not into phase 2 quite yet, and we'll get a sense of how far McBobX's lead is, just how close this game is going to be. Entering Chaotic Realm, there are no soul checks here. Takes 200 damage off the bat from that lubricant, but you should have the healing there. No need for that whip. You just want to be careful with this giant skeleton room in particular, If you want to save healing, I think you need to not get hit in that room. So maybe rush soul through it. Okay, that's fine. 89. Don't get hit by the slime. That does like 100. On to phase 2, Julius for Luicho. This one should go a lot faster. He has half the health here. Maybe less than half, actually. I don't know how it works for Julius specifically. A bit over a minute behind so far. Levitain. I think that's worth grabbing. Especially against a minus attack. A minute and 18 seconds behind is what is the difference between these two runners. That Demon's Mail is huge. Really good defense there. McBobX's chance here, his best chance is if Chaos is weak to one of these elements that he has carried. And he can make use of that to get rid of that difference that Final Sword is making for Luicho's boss fights. Yeah, Halgrim, it's supposed to be 2000 HP compared to 4000. But I think on Stat Rando, like, Balor gets all his bonus HP in first phase. So I don't know how it works for Julius. McBob entering Chaos at 46 minutes. Luicho takes the save there. What is Chaos' stats going to be? Weak to fire, resist water, 230 damage from Levitain. And also something else that I did not read, because I was paying attention to resistances. Minus HP. This is going to be a very fast fight for McBobX. Luicho getting close to catching up. There's that Demon's Mail for him. Luicho skips Levitain. Okay. Honestly, Final Sword is still good enough that it might be able to make up that difference with its double hits. But I think McBob definitely might get this. 230 on those eyes. They're going to go down so fast. Might be able to do a 2-eye very easily, especially with those levels. Going to be hitting like 40, 50. Luicho got 20 seconds throughout Chaos, entering at 47. Dude, that's really good damage for McBobX. If he just plays this safe, if he equips, you know, Minotaur maybe, that also help. 165. It's a bit harder to use. That Final Sword is. Taking a bit of hits. Gotta keep it safe here. Take your healing. That slime. Doesn't need it. That's time. McBobX. He takes the first game by, I'd say, less than a minute. Maybe a bit more than a minute. That's really impressive. Luicho's trying to remember the quad hit. There's Slime. There's that Slime we know and love. Slime can get stuck in the walls of Chaos. And it hits a lot. And that deals like 1800 damage or something. Depending on your strength stat. So that's a very easy way to take down those top eyes. Luicho going for a 4-eye with Slime and Final Sword, gonna go really fast. Puts in that Slime. Getting for 55 on the core, but times 2. That is the same damage Levitain is doing with 2 eyes down. But this fight's gonna go really quickly for Luicho as well. And that's time. A very close race. 70 seconds of difference, dude. That's insane. Alright. And that is just one out of a possible 3 matches tonight. If Luicho wins this next race, then we're going to a tiebreaker, final third. But It'll be quick break. McBob took the win by 70 seconds in game 1. He's got that little candle to show it. Now, it's Luicho's job to take it back. If he wins this one, we'll go on to game 3, match point. If not, then McBob advances. But first, we gotta see what's in that shop. There's a Levitain and a Ronginus. Should be able to buy... Yeah, Levitain's cheap. You can buy that without selling anything. So, Luicho's gonna grab that right off the bat. And McBob is selling stuff. That Ronginus could also be quite good. If you want to have a holy weapon for the future, that is. McBob only just now leaving the first area. And there's Panther for Luicho. Minus HP axe armor is quite nice. You're just going straight through him. And barely anything on that creaking skull. Final guard's pretty nice, especially against a harder chaos fight. But unless the runners get stuck with low healing, you probably won't see it in the castle. And again, no Malphus, no other progression right off the bat, so up through the castle they go. That double random basilisk drop for McBob, though. Hopefully those won't see any use. Undi. Oh, we got another soul there. Which I should be able to reach through the wall, I think, with Levitain. And a random Burtgang drop. That's amazing. Burtgang is not going to be better than Levitain, but it's just funny, honestly. Couldn't hit that real wall with Levitain. That's too bad. I really thought the hitbox would be big enough. So they'll have to come back for that if they need a specific red soul. It'll be interesting to see if they remember in that situation. Yeah, McBob checking if he has any red souls that could hit through that wall, but the answer is no. Takes that save there, so if there's nothing in this last check for Luicho, he can reset out and save a bit of time backtracking and then head to the right. Yeah. I lied, I guess he didn't save, so there was nothing here, and Luicho cannot reset to save backtracking time. McBobX did save, so we may see him reset to save backtracking time. No Malphus, so this is either study or chapel, or inner quarters, apparently. This tells Luicho that the correct route is not here. McBob trying to reset. He needs to hit one more button. He needs to hit start at the same time. There we go. He didn't... He hit a different button, but it's fine. With that being inner quarters, you can't even exit there. So this first check must have gone somewhere that you can access without Malphus. Random grapes. My man is getting all the luck. Oh, actually, with Undine, I believe Floating Gardens is in Logic as well. And I think Luicho may have seen the bottom left door already, so that might be where he's headed. It's just me being distracted, you know? Too many things. Yeah, he is headed to the first castle exit. We'll have to see which door McBob chooses to take. And a meat strip. He's got... Oh, that was just a nibble. You cannot get out of here without anything, but if there's Malphus right there... Yeah, there you go. It's one of those times when it's definitely worth it to head out to the left door immediately. Sometimes it's like a waterfall, so you can get a check right there. Sometimes it's bottom reservoir and you can get a check. And it's a chapel, so Luicho can full clear this now that he has Malphus if he so chooses. Or he might decide to go grab the warp and just leave, like he did last suit. Yeah, normally Luicho's thing was checking that left door, going chapel like without before anybody else. But I guess they just both chose to skip that. And yeah, Luicho warps out. McBob instead chooses to go into a reservoir, go through that Triton hallway. Can't quite hit that. So another red soul. That's giant bad. That's flight for Luicho. Oh, he's so low level, he won't be able to fly for that long. Use Medusa head for some tech. The slime drop and a rare ring for McBob. He's got rare ring, my beloved. Needs to make it out of this room without flight, so looks like he's trying to go for some variation on Simply Cycle, but keeps missing his jumps. Yeah, heading in the left, more comfortable from this side, I guess. I do not believe he equipped a rare ring. I'm sorry, Chewy. Luicho back into Reservoir. Didn't clear Chapel. Yeah, he does not have enough MP to use Mandragora to get that either. And McBob choosing to head back left, it looks like. Farming levels so that he can use Mandragora? No, okay. Just heading to Chapel. Luicho does equip Rare Ring. No, he did? Good. Both runners, it seems, have Rare Ring on. Takes that hit, a lot of damage. And Luicho does have flight, which makes this room a lot easier. Can just fly straight out without even anchoring the Archdemon in the middle. Taking a lot of hits there. Giant Worm for McBob. We haven't seen any of the books yet, so that could be required. We'll just have to wait and see. That Ascalon's quite nice. Well, if your name isn't Luicho, that is. But good damage. McBob heading left, doing these checks. Is he going to take the warp out as well? Or keep heading through Chapel? He's all... Huh? Make a decision. Grabs the warp, but he's heading more through this. He didn't grab the warp to Reservoir, so that Chapel warp might be his closest way to get back into Reservoir without having to climb up and go through some more hallways. Luicho also fighting Manticore. So both taking pretty similar routes here. Lucho's just done a bit more in words in Reservoir, and also got that. That slide for McBobX. No more checks in here. So he just did that last one to see if it was worth it. But now exiting, hopefully not into a dead end. It is a dead end. Hate to see it. I imagine McBob's gonna probably head back into Reservoir here. He got a lot more health. He got a random something drop there. My instinctive guess would be Calibulg, but I didn't get that good of a look. Warping back, so he's gonna get giant bat now. McBob is. Trying to get that Medusa head through the wall, but he just needs to go a bit farther to get flight. Grabs flight, sleeps out, now he's gonna fly up, get Medusa head. Both runners back into corridors. Been a lot of this seed. Where's Lucho headed next? Scrolled back to check the drop. Grapes? No? That's pretty close to Calibulg. Thank you for your service. Pepperoni. Resist slash great armor. That's gonna be a fun fight. Though Levitain, I think its fire element overrides its slash element in that situation. Hey Bob, that's a lot of healing you just got. Heading through plus HP, it should not be an issue. Some really good jump cancels from Lucho, so this should go down fast. Again, we have not seen any of these boss books, any of the books at all. So, going out of your way to kill these bosses, especially these shop bosses, is a good idea. And also that Levitain in the shop. Now Lucho has no excuse to not pick up Levitain. Two more checks here, but without Skula, I don't think either runner has Skula. They cannot go to lower clock tower, so they're going to be missing at least one of those. Backdash is nice though. That 157 damage Mandragora from McBobX. Playing it a bit dangerous, getting a bit low, but there we go. Nice, all good. When is lubricant not nice is my question. KO edition. That is like one of the best souls in the game. Uncursed potion. Lucho's like, I don't want that actually. I don't need to go grab that. Looks like it's heading up. Probably gonna take some flight exits with his newfound power. Alternatively, with now that he has Malphus, he could head take this top left exit into inner quarters, which, you know, probably isn't into inner quarters. Study, yeah, with slide you can get through there. And there's an armor upgrade, finally. Should have gotten hit by the fireball, just to prove that armor fire does have a purpose. Not quite as clean that time, but it's still a very fast entry into that room. I think Fireball would have done one either way. Well, you know. Yeah, probably. Armor of Fire and Armor of Water are not that good. Lure here is a very good boss to find. With Levitate, it shouldn't be that bad no matter what modifiers it has. But we'll wait and see. Armor of Fire, so it's good against like 2 enemies in the game. Minus HP, yeah, that's gonna be a really fast fight. Already onto phase 2. Dude, look at this. That was like a 20-second Balor fight. One of those enemies is Graham. Just don't get hit. Just don't get hit by Graham. It's that simple. Putting, you know, that's a nice reward, but the better reward is the 15 levels that killing Balor gives you. McBob also into study. We are watching the same seed with a minute time difference. Same player. There's 3 more checks here. There's 2 more checks here. Lightning Doll, very nice. One of the best red souls in the game. As well as it is lightning element, so if we see a enemy weak to thunder, that is going to be a immediate must equip. Like that Vijaya would be. It'll be interesting to see if Lucho decides to go out of his way for that or not. He could have flown up with Giant Bat, so I guess he is choosing to skip that. No? He's heading back. There we go. And they're fronting as well. This is a very nice area for elemental weapons. Lucho thought back to the previous seed, where he should not have skipped an elemental weapon. He's like, I'll get it, I'll get it. Hippogriff, the better flight. Very nice to find here as well. That'll make traversal much faster. Into Reservoir, still no Skula. There's that random drop Assless for Lucho now. Yes, I know, I don't think they have Skula, so. Just 2 checks to do here. I feel like we've seen a black belt there before. As well as Slime. Yo! That's really nice. There's Skula right before it is required. So now Lucho can continue through this area. Takes the hit from needles to start falling faster. One day Mimic will be useful. Mimic is useful in the vanilla game. It's the fastest way to farm money for Soul Eater Ring. Finally, a book. Blue book is Imp from Fleaman. I don't believe. Yeah, no. Did not see it there. Millikins as well. Picking up all of the elemental weapons. Kuchiri means that you can use Mimic to farm it. Because there's a Mimic in Chaotic Realm to farm. Not the Mimic Soul. Though speaking of Aranus, here is the Aranus Soul. Mana Prism's pretty nice. And School with the McBob. There's not been a lot of variety this seed. We've just been doing the same thing. Minotaur random drop is nice though. And Yellow Book. Beat Arena Boss. I do not believe we have seen Arena. Or maybe we have, and I'm wrong. But I don't think so. I'm getting a bit of seed lead. So now they have to be on the lookout for Arena. This time Luicho knows to go over there. Did Needles just drop something? I wasn't paying attention to Needles. So good question. Minotaur? Yeah. Another Gravekeeper there. Let's go. He's farming the Fleamen for drops. This is not as good of a farm as the Ripper farm, but he does get a T out of it, so, you know, honestly, that might be worth it. That T will save his life. Yep. Going out of his way to kill the Fleamen, man. You gotta use the rare ring when you have it. Legion. Guess, time to hope and see what it's, weak to fire, let's see. Come on. Oh my god. Minus defense, weak to fire? That plus HP is rough, because it can take a while, but still, 200 damage a hit is very nice. What? I was like, why did you just equip Medusa head? But it was a miss menu. Meant to put on the curly for some platform strats there, but didn't notice. Oh yeah, Imp right there. That is the blue soul that both runners need. Here's the shell down. This should go pretty quickly now. Yeah, there we go. That's gonna be a lot more levels too. Though I'm not sure Poison Worm is necessarily worth it. Taking that heal, almost 600 health. Ooh. McBob choosing to use Randomizer Spear here. It's also a very good choice. Legion is, by default, weak to Holy, and unless that got overridden all enemies still have their vanilla weaknesses and resistances. But this is just a question, are your backdash cancels good enough that Ronginus's slightly higher damage is enough to outpace Levitain, where you can just jump cancel it? But it looks like McBob's going to stick with it. Luicho checks if he has Galamoth the old-fashioned way by running into Chronomage. Resist a sword. Plus HP, love it. And Legion is almost dead for McBob as well. Ronginus does have a longer hitbox, so he's probably able to hit the Korok a lot more times during that fight. Nothing there for Luicho, so just sleeping out to come back in at the entrance to that room. Grabbing the warp point here, and I'm just going to head out to the right and yeah, exit here. He's already seen the left exit at the end of corridors. I think gardens. Nope. He does have school, so he's going to head in here and do these checks in Forbidden. Probably hoping for a book. Maybe, no, he's hoping for a book. Got a strawberry drop and didn't even go back for it. I can't believe this. The raring abuse. I just found out that killer fish is weak to fire. But anyways, with raring, we might see the Ripper farm. We did do the Fleaman farm, but Ripper farm is even even better. With Galamoth, Luicho can head back. There's one check in Galamoth. You might see the book there. Just headed straight back there. Missed Claim and Creaking Skull that farm. Damn. Chewy's looking at the speed, knows exactly what they draw. Logged in. Yep. And here's Galamoth. We're gonna see that book. We're gonna see a book, but it is the one they already have. That is a dupe blue. We're still looking for red book. But McBob actually goes somewhere different. Not the same seed. He does not go to do Forbidden, get Galamoth. He goes top floor and finds a duplicate Curly. Which is interesting. There's another check here. Some good healing in that beef curry. Red Book will be in top floor. I think Red Book is in Arena, personally. 150 damage from Red Minotaur. I would avoid running into those. It could be that Une is the red soul, however. So place your bets for that one. Where is Red Book? What is the soul? Why did you take this door? It says, oh. I see. Guessing is banned. I wish it wasn't, but it is. So, still gotta find that Red Book, and Even if not, then they would have to still find Arena to kill Arena boss. Bob, I believe there is a check down there. He's taking that heal though. Is he gonna head back? And head down? Or is he gonna head up into, I believe, what, study? Maybe? No, not study. Oh. Let's just see if this is the book. Let's just bet on this being the book, and then I'll stop talking about things that aren't real. Luicho going all the way up. He's taking that save. No, he's taking the heal. Wants to do these top floor checks in the Wrecking Ball. That is Red Book. Une from Giant Ghost, so, you know, Une was the Red Soul. So now for McBob, he just needs to go find Arena. And that'll be his go mode once he kills Arena boss. Luicho finds his second duplicate book. You hate to see that, man. Hate to see it. I was guessing it, you know it. Rune Ring, that's pretty nice. But Luicho does need to go find that book. Gotta go back to Clock Tower. Make use of your Skula. While McBob searches for Arena. Runners on the same screen. They just ran into each other. There's Garden. And McBob's like, do I want to do these item checks? But then he remembers all he needs is a boss, not any souls, so he can safely skip these and just go for area checks right now. But we will take this yellow book dupe. Goes to check it, remembers he already has it, a classic. Luicho went back and he got that red soul that was flight locked earlier. Alas, that is not the red soul he needs. He needed that Une, so just waste of time to go back and get that. There's Arena! Okay. So I think McBob should get to that pretty soon. Because this puts him back into corridors. So we'll just be headed up there. Big golem. Large golem. Yep, just headed over there. If he just takes the top exit, he's headed into Arena. So McBob again gonna have a big advantage here. He just needs to kill this boss and then he can get out. While Luicho still doesn't know where Red Book is. Not sleeping out of Giant Scout. That's its time loss. And McBob also gonna be skipping the save, gonna be skipping all these checks. He knows what he needs. And it's that castle map. Actual boss big golem. Looked like as little of a boss as usual. Nice dodge there from Luicho. Thankfully, these Skull Millions do not do 130, unlike the ones from last seed. But yeah, McBob is now in go mode. So I think he's headed back to top floor. Well, he's headed to the shop first, but then he's headed back to top floor. He's headed back to top floor without heading to the shop. My calls are just too correct. I call things before they happen. Kicker for Luicho. Could be helpful for some chaos movement, maybe. Can finally get that red soul. Man, it's crazy to think that there were 2 red souls, both locked behind some progression, that both runners had to skip past because they didn't have a soul that could hit through walls. And neither of them was the required soul. Kinda hate to see that, but Luicho, he's backtracking just to grab them just in case. For when he does finally find Red Book. Minus HP plus to defense, weak to curse! This is a sad day. There is no Muramasa in the seed. There is no Siren in the seed. Weak to curse is not good. The throne room lady is crying orange juice. She's crying orange juice because there is no curse weapons in the seed. Swapping on to Ranginus. Doing pretty good damage here. But just swap on Millikins. I'm not weak to stone here, so there's no need to use Millikins or Grunting. But just remember to equip the souls, yep. On to Grand 2. Here's death for Luicho. We might see a death shop visit with Muramasa, maybe? You know, I'm hoping. I'm always hoping for the Muramasa. But if so, Luicho will have to go find that red book and clock tower really quickly, because as it is, McBob is just building up a huge lead over him. Yo, crazy dodge there. Hitting 3 Ranginus hits? That's impressive. I didn't know you could do that. McBobX does seem like a Ranginus enjoyer with all the fights that he's used it on so far. That's Graham down. Levitain behind Graham. Just make sure Luicho has Levitain. Ranginus is quite good. Yeah, I'm just not sure I would use it over Levitain in that situation. But it looks like he does have it down pat with those triple hits. Is this the second match? This is the second match. McBob is up match. Through the waterfall into cemetery just for a Skula. Hate to see that. Off to the shop. Just one last check. That bale could be good to grab. Looks like it's it though. Quick heal. Say hi to Mina. Luicho is gonna find Red Book here. He's back in Clock Tower. And McBob knows where Garden is, going through this Wrecking Ball. Bit slow, but works out. And Luicho knows he is in go mode now. So he's going to be headed back to that clock tower warp. And again, we're in a bit of a race here. What did those needles just drop? What was that? Entering Julius at 40 minutes for McBobX. Minus HP, minus attack, plus defense. That doesn't look like minus attack to me. Ooh. This fight kinda scary. Not Luicho. Julius did not lose a lot of his attack boost here. But thankfully, he is gonna have less health. And my Curly is a really good choice here. Int damage, Blue Soul's damage scales differently, so it's really good against enemies with high defense. Ascalon is the play here optimally. Neither runner is going to use it though. Yeah. With that plus defense, you want your highest damage, which is Ascalon. Or Excalibur. There's an Excalibur in the shop for Luicho. So actually, Luicho's going to be doing a lot more damage in these boss fights. Going to be going through them a lot faster. So he's definitely going to be able to make up some ground on Graham and Julius here. Is an Excalibur holy? No. Excalibur is untyped. It is a hammer, and all hammers have no type. Except for Tall Hammer, which is electric, but that doesn't count. Situation is similar to Game 1? Yes, definitely. There we go, the Ascalon, and he's taking it off. Its damage wasn't good enough, I guess. But yeah, McBob with the lead. Probably 3-minute lead here. And it's up to Luicho with better combat to try and narrow that lead down and take it back with Chaos fights. This Julius fight's going to take a while compared to Luicho's with Excalibur. Just on to Phase 2 here. Ooh, just barely hit by the end of that slide to cancel that Rush Soul. And Luicho going in, not saving. He's confident about this. And Luicho is about 205 seconds behind the McBobX. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Look at that Excalibur damage. 50 compared to the 27 that McBob has been hitting. Oh, and Death Scythe too. 60s. That's a really good, some really good gear for these fights here. Need for damage is pretty low with that gear, what are you saying? Is he not doing a lot of damage? There's Julius down at 4405-ish. Ooh, Luicho taking a lot of hits here though. Swapping to Excalibur, probably a bit more comfortable with it at close range. Into Chaotic Realm. No souls here. Calibulk, that's pretty good. McBob does not have a dark weapon, unlike Luicho. Luicho made back a minute and a half in that first phase of Julius. That's that difference that using Excalibur Death Scythe did. It's enough, it really depends on what Chaos is, I think. Like, if Chaos is something hard, something where Ascalon is the play again, I think Luicho could definitely bring this back. That's Julius down. Got another, like, half minute off that. Luicho is, like, 70 seconds behind McBob right now. Death's Robe, that's really good. Both seeds, really good armor in that last check. Demon's Mail, then Death's Robe. Love to see that. Luicho didn't even see what this was. Chooses to go back. He's losing a bit of time to grab Calibulk. I'm surprised he's going for that with Death Scythe. Who won first? McBob did. Did McBob not save? I don't think I saw him save. Chaos plus Def, resist Thunder and Poison. This is gonna be a hard fight. Again, this is gonna be a fight where actually Excalibur is gonna be really much the play. Luicho is going to be able to double hit eyes, maybe hit core at the same time, and its higher base damage compared to Levitain is going to mean it does a lot more damage to that plus defense core. Luicho skips the Death Robe? That's a choice. Did he see what it was, or did he just not check that room? No, damn. Luicho brought this difference under a minute. 58 seconds between the two of them right now. One phase of Chaos. McBob did save. Okay, very nice. I just worry at the damage that McBob is going to be doing to Chaos Core. Luicho does have slime. Yes, that is true. Luicho can slime the eyes. He can use Excalibur to take them down even faster. Ooh, careful, McBob. Yeah, look at that. 2 eyes down. McBob is still hitting ones. Does Luicho remember he has slime? Or does he not have an MP refill to use it with right now? Yeah, 2 eyes down for Luicho. He hits 13 on the core. Even without Death's Robe. If he can just get that 2, 3 eye, 3 eye, 4 eye down, should have a big advantage. Swapping to Ascalon for McBob. Just better damage, able to triple hit the top eye. And Luicho hitting 23 on the core with 3 eyes down. McBob has not started hitting the core yet. Oof. Yeah, 17 compared to Luicho's 26, and McBob going for a 4th eye. I think he can make this back up. I think he wins this. As long as he plays safe and doesn't get it comboed. Going for the 4th eye for Luicho. Just wants a bit better damage. One shot again, careful. 4 eyes down for McBob. 65 from Curly, but I don't know if he has the MP to use Curly to take it down. Ooh. Immediately hit by the snake, can't use most of that mana. Ooh. McBob not playing safe. Hitting 30 a hit to LuichoX 40. LuichoX takes the fight. Brings that back from a 3-minute difference after Graham to a victory in chaos. Amazing. What a comeback indeed. That was insane from him. Just that difference in having the Excalibur and that Death Scythe against the two bosses that were plus defense of all things. Yo, really good movement there from McBob, weaving between those spikes. Oh, under a minute difference, dude. 50 seconds. That's insane. What a comeback. Alright. And yeah, we are going to have the third race in just a moment after a quick break. Alright. It's game 3 time. Whipsword to start. But that Cowblog in the shop, Chronomage, Cataplepus, that's a pretty good shop. Chronomage, so you don't even need to go find Galamoth. Cataplepus gives you that Petrify effect. Yeah, Cowblog's good. It's a good sword. Both runners won one of these races. Very close. It's been like a minute difference each time. Reservoir off to the left. There's a check you can get here. And McBob again with the slow shot. Malphus right there. That's a really good check here. And if LuichoX feels like it, there's a trick you can do with Malphus and Panther to even get into this Merman room. It doesn't look like he's going to go for it though. Oh yeah, as we said, Panther first. We do want to make these go pretty quickly. Also, some nice Panther movement to be had. Aria Rando, Boss Shuffle, Shop Sanity, and Objective Rando. So the books could be have a soul equipped or kill a boss. And also Stack Rando, which you'll notice with the odd enemy names. Yellow book right here. No slide. That's nice to know the information there. Mimic from Flesh Golem. Not very good farm to get Killer Mantle. Yeah. Heading up here with Malphus, there are a lot more choices. We saw Luicho go into that like Gardens check. Yo, can he hit that? With that even. Very nice. Another Mandragoras, dude. Mimic increases rare drops? No. Enemy item drops are random, enemy soul drops are random. The soul drop rate of the required souls is increased. But Mimic gives you money when you get hurt with it equipped. You're so right, algorithm. Flying armor skip? That's insane. Garden's right up here. That should be pretty easy to remember, because it's one of the first checks you go. Just need to keep it in mind throughout the rest of the seed and not forget about it. Gonna see some reverse Gardens here. Making use of Bat to not take the elevator up. You agree, the level of oof practice. Level oof practice. I can't even read it, man. I can't read typos without correcting them. Got a Gray Soul here. Are you gonna go get it, Luicho? Are you gonna get Hippogriff? McBob's gonna get Hippogriff. And find out that you don't want to take that exit. So now, very slight lead for McBob here. But again, they're just doing the same thing. These early parts of seeds can be pretty linear if they both go to the closest exits. Both entrants are good? Yeah, definitely. We're gonna be heading up to Castle 6 here for Luicho, while McBob is instead going to the last couple checks in the castle. Inner quarters, only one check here though, so we might see him choose to head out the left side and take or grab the warp, rather than head up and fight the boss here. Nothing good there for McBob. Luicho warps back to corridors. He can do that one check with his flight now. Cream Puff. Oh, there's Skula. Alright. So that makes Garden very easy to access. It's for McBob. That is Legion. Normally, Legion resists Dark. If Legion is not weak to Dark, then Legion will resist Darks here. So we're hoping for something nice. Weak to water, minus HP. Looks like McBob is gonna go for it for now. Seems to think it's a doable fight here. And with minus HP, it probably is. But if there's, you know, a better soul you can swap, a better weapon you can swap to, maybe. Plus F, yeah, that's true. Luicho heading back in the reservoir. Doing that check that he could have done earlier, technically, and it's beat Chapel Boss. So that's 2 books already by 7 minutes. That's not a good sign for McBob. She doesn't reset out of the Legion fight yet. 50% chance on whether that last book is going to be a soul book or an objective book. So, right now Luicho knows that basically all he needs to... that's a duplicate, right? Yeah. That all he needs to kill is that Chapel Boss. and the chance of another boss being helpful is a bit lower. Luicho a bit confused on where he wants to go right now. Headed back to that save point. Makes it, but a bit low health. And McBob heading out to the other side of the clock tower. No schooler for him, so he can't head down and do the other checks here. And for all he knows, one of them might be behind Legion. Some funny bat movement, and that gets Luicho backdash. And bat here for McBob will get him out of study if he does not find slide here. It's like a bat bunny hop. Yep. It's also a bit more MP efficient way to move around just in general. Like if you need to cross a large distance, like on top floor, then you want to be untransforming or retransforming to save MP and travel farther. Though it's not quite as fast. However, you know, when you have Hippogriff, that doesn't really matter as much. Basilisk! Thankfully, we already know the Yellow Soul. The Yellow Book. The Rahabs could be good against Legion if you have to go fight him. Mimic. I believe that is our required. And a Red Crow. 3 yellows right next to each other. Galamoth for McBobX, so when he goes back to inner quarters, he can go fight the boss and go to Galamoth. Valor here. Legion was not the best here, so hopefully Valor, you know, doesn't resist Dark. Isn't plus defense. Plus HP, minus defense, resist slash. Thankfully here, the Dark element, I think it overrides the slash element of Catapult. So it still is dealing full damage. I don't think you can use Mandragora, McBob. Do not have the MP to do so, but this fight should go pretty quickly. He will after he beats Valor. That is very true, Linux. It's very true. Into Dance Hall for Luicho. That Ancient Belt, not very good accessory, but I don't think he has anything better right now. Good use of Malphus to stay above those fire. Luicho found some better armor there. Oh, there's a kick from McBob as well. A lot of less useful Grey Souls. But really, once you've got Hippo and Malphus, they're all less useful. That's Red Book. Luicho has the God route. He has all 3 books. Evil Butcher. I don't believe he has that. But now Luicho has the information, and that's what he's been lacking these past couple of seeds. Where he like misses a book, and then he doesn't know where to go to get it back. Devil random drop from Bat. Love to see that. Cockatrice is pretty nice, because that's also a Petrify attack, if one of these bosses is weak to stone. Ah, Death weak to slash, and also stone. Good usage of Man-Eater there for McBob to get Skula through the wall. That's death down for Lucho. Was Dance Hall the required boss or his book? I don't recall. But nonetheless, that is also a shop upgrade. And he's had some pretty good luck with the shop upgrades, that Pile Sword in his first seed. Chapel, that might also have been it. There's Blue Book for McBob. Oh, the boss Chapel, okay. If he had stoned to death, he would be doing 4 times damage, yes. If he was, yeah. That sounds right. Another Blue Book. And just face tanking his way through these enemies. His armor's good enough, he doesn't have to worry about this. Because stone is double, but then if you're also using a slash weapon, that should also be... No, wait, not... Slash isn't actually double, I don't believe. Slash is like 1.5 times or something. I remember these numbers. But they should stack, I'd guess. Some more bat bunny hops from McBobX there. Magic combo, this is pretty cool. Hey, grunting. Nice. Good on Lucho for picking that up. Again, if anyone is weak to poison, then hitting them once with grunting or any other poison element weapon will get you dealing double damage. Nice greatsword. Let's see it. Is Skullmillion the only poison soul? I think so. I can't think of anything else that would be poison. So you have 2 poison weapons and 1 poison soul. Whereas stone, you have 2 poison souls and 1 poison weapon. And then curse, you just have 1 of each, I guess. There's that pitch black suit that Lucho found a while back. So that's what he's been using for armor, I believe. Speaking of armor, there is the flying kind. That is what they skipped earlier, you know? That flying armor skip. So they're still looking for Chapel. There's that book from McBob. So I believe that'll also give him the information of all 3. Yep, Chapel Boss, Evil Butcher, and Giant Ghost. I think. You know, I can't read anyways, I'll just pause the stream on my other monitor on it and we'll find out what it is. But they both do have all this information, which is really good for them. Mimic, Evil Butcher, and Chapel Boss. So Lucho's still looking for Chapel. I'm looking for Evil Butcher. There's Lucho's Devil Drop. And we're seeing Devil being used right there. I believe it is slash element, so it should be dealing extra damage against death. 1 check here in Cemetery. I don't know if it's worth it to go for this check. Depends on if you've seen Legion yet. If you're Lucho, I mean, I think we've seen Legion already, but choose to go for it. There's a Calibulg. Something to sell, I guess. What is he missing? Evil Butcher. And that's Slide, but that's not that useful. It's going to be good against Chaos and Graham, but in terms of winning, oh my god, McBobX. In terms of winning the game, I don't know if that was worth the detour. I love the minus attack organ. Hits for 1. It's very fun to see. Headed back to inner quarters here. This left deck is of inner quarters. Could go to Chapel. McBobX just got Mimic. That's his yellow soul. Malert, he has all 3 books. Does the game ever soft block where you can't get underwater to get Indu? I don't know what you mean, but I don't believe that we found any soft locks recently. And even when they are possible, it's like incredibly rare to get one of the situations. There are situations where you can purposefully soft lock yourself, because you can use Kicker Skeleton to get inside top clock tower without Skula. And then if clock tower dead ends on like top floor or loop, then it can't do anything from there. Shop trip here. Please. Are you gonna buy something? Iron plate's nice. Medusa head and iron golem could be nice. And there's also some healing in there. Back to Chapel. Oh my god, I forgot they had Chapel this whole time. Here's the Chapel. This is the Chapel boss Luicho needs to kill. Minus HP, gets 3 shot. Alright, now we're just looking for Evil Butcher for Luicho. Huh? I think that's go mode for Luicho. He should have Mimic. He has the best accessory in the game and immediately equips it. Game's just being nice to him today. Double checking he got everything there. Ring? Yes! There's that dead end, Forbidden Area. I don't remember if we've seen top floor this seed. But that is where Luicho must head with his newfound go mode. I think top 4s and quarters, that would make sense. But it's back to the boss rush for Luicho. And we've already seen his boss skills 2 times this set. That's Arena. Probably just gonna head straight out, yep. Could be a low 35, yeah, definitely. Very good pace, this seed. Especially if some of the bosses are nice with their stats here. I don't know if he has a really good non-dark weapon, but if Chaos isn't weak to something, then Calbulg's dark resistance, or dark element could come into play against Chaos's dark resistance. So that could make that fight take a bit longer. Farming giant worm, poison worm, sorry, for the soul. Succubus random drop, dude. That's very nice. Just got that bit of a healing just in case you need it. It's the rare ring. Yeah. Exactly, algorithm. What was that drop? That was a rapier. Clock tower. Can take the bottom exit now with Skula. No, I guess he also hasn't seen top right, so he's gonna take the save here and save split these exit checks. Not using Hippogriff here. Interesting. Did he forget he has Hippo? Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye on it. I have seen other players do the same thing. Keeping on that Iron Golem just to be able to run straight through enemies. It's very good for moving around quickly, but you gotta be careful. Especially in stat rando. You never know when something's gonna do 150 and then you get hit twice in a second. That's Reservoir. Checking his map, he has already been through all the exits here. She's like, do I want to save split again and go back to study and then run through study? Because I don't think he's seen the other side of that. But that could go to Arena. No, I already found Arena. It's connected to the inners left, maybe. It's gonna warp to inners, so let's see if LuichoX is right. The prediction is that top floor is locked into itself. The locked door and left exit connect to each other. There's Chapel for McBobX. He's gonna get his red soul. And also the Chapel boss if he, hasn't already farmed his red soul. There's top floor. There's Evil Butcher. McBobX, I believe, also in go mode here. But now he's the one chasing to catch up. He needs to get to top floor. And Luicho's already there. Fast mashing. Gets out before 2 hits from that succubus. I've also never seen that before. And here we go with Graham. What is he going to be? Minus HP plus defense. He chose a melee player. Exactly. He gave himself carpal tunnel so that he could mash out of succubus faster. Not saving. He is tired of these very close races and has decided to just be better at the game and just not die. Saving is time loss. McBob heading through inner quarters here. Might also be right at top floor in just a minute here. What even were Graham's attributes? Minus HP plus defense. Double checking the books. Really don't want to mess up there. Let's see some ring strats. Will Luicho be the one to do it? To show it off? No, he won't. The context is if you touch that ring at the top when it's not shooting a laser, you get like 80 iframes. That's not an exact number. But it's a good way to get in a bit more DPS because then you can just fall straight through Graham's hands. That's Graham down. That's written down somewhere. Now, with Graham down, right as McBob is entering, Luicho is going to be headed off to Garden. Should remember where this is. He found it on his way to top floor. But yeah, Hal's right. He does need some better weapons. Unless he wants to be using, like, Rahab's sword. Looks like McBob is also a higher level than Luicho by a couple. Yeah, like way higher. Level 13 versus level 19, so that could be a bit of a difference too. Already dealing a good bit more damage with just Calibog here. But now McBob is the one that has to catch up. What will it be, Julius? Plus HP, plus attack. But he's weak to Holy! Mistletoe? Mistletoe the saving? Jesus Christ. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Does McBob have Ranginus in this suit? I don't remember. And that is Graham down. He's a very buff Julius, yeah. Looks like Lucho considered using that Mistletoe for the holy damage, but has decided that it's probably just better to use Calibulk here. Plus, he's a bit more comfortable with its hitbox, I imagine. You notice he was missing a lot with those first couple hits of Mistletoe before he reset. Yep, McBob heading to the shop. Just gonna grab some more healing, which, you know, given the stats of this Julius, probably a good idea. Does not grab any more healing, has nothing to sell. 1999 Julius, yeah. I think this is like the second or third time that Luicho has fought a Julius that deals 300 damage a hit. He does not have the best of luck with these stat randos here. McBob does not remember the other entrance to Gardens, but he does keep this one. Which honestly, just as fast. Maybe like 10 seconds slower we gotta go through these rooms to get to Julius, but no worries. About 2 minutes behind, I'd say. So, nothing insurmountable here. We've seen Luicho do it. How much damage is McBob going to be? 55 a hit. So, about 8 more. Whew. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Thankfully, we saw that slide only did 100. Because plus attack only applies to the whip hits. And we also had McBob using Mistletoe, which was hitting for 70. So if McBob chooses to use that and can use it effectively, that's a big DPS increase compared to Luicho. Do not want to iron belt here. I think Mistletoe is the way to go here, Chewy. Bob's Devil is doing over 30 damage more, yeah. It's the XP increase as well. Yeah, I mean, Helga's right, but I think you could do something like hit a hit while standing up, then duck under the whip and do the next 3 hits. Then stand up while he respawns and whips, and then duck under the next couple. Like, it should be doable to get a pretty consistent pattern, rather than doing like jump canceling. Which I think is just a bit harder given Mistletoe's hitbox and how fast it comes out. But he should definitely gain back some of that time on this fight here, with just his higher level. He is playing it very risky. I think he might actually be one-shot range for Julius. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Takes another hit there, and on to phase 2. That whip scared me too. Now it's a bit harder on this phase because, again, Julius no longer staggers. Whew, please, thank you. You're still not safe. You're not safe. Please heal again. Thank you. That also means you can just get in a bit more hits. You can time it well. You don't have to wait for the stagger animation here. That's Julius down for Luicho at 37-37. Nice. Your one shot. He's jumping up. Thank you. Ooh, Jesus. Okay, he does have 7 high potions. That's really good for McBob, but he's losing a lot of time here with that menuing. Just gotta play it safe here. Take that fight down. Alright, that's Julius down. 1 minute behind now. At 38-37. McBob was just making an easy to calculate time difference, you know? Could come back. It's possible here. If Lucho takes a death on Chaos. Yeah. If it's just something that Lucho isn't built for, like if Mistletoe is the option again, Lucho doesn't want to use that. It all comes down to what this Chaos's stats are. Lucho went out of his way to get a Onikiri, and then found Yasutsuna 2 rooms later. Or Kimitsune or something, I don't know. Taking the save, okay. Good to be safe. Entering Chaos at 39-45. McBob choosing to skip those katanas. Minus HP, plus attack, resists water. Okay. So I think right now McBob needs Lucho to take a death in Chaos 2. Probably a late one, because skipping the katanas means his phase 1 is going to take a lot longer than Lucho. He's able to double and triple hit these 0 defense eyes, or statues. They're both in Chaos here. This is still anyone's race. Takes a hit though. Chaos 1 down, 40-48. Lucho's too far ahead now with the Katana minus Michi. Yeah, for a raw DPS race to catch up, but again, we're just gambling on the McBob needs Lucho to die here. Which, if he walks into the eyes like that, you know, maybe it'll happen. He does have a lot of healing though, so Lucho would need to get comboed to die here, or be very, very unnecessarily stingy with his healing, like he's being right now. Without Lubricant, I just don't see a reason to play so, I guess, dangerously close. But I can see this working out for him. Has that Devil. Gonna take a hit here. Yeah, choosing to heal up for the hit. Just doesn't want to take the risk. Chaos 1 down for McBob. That's an eye. A lot better devil damage, but he's also going to take a hit there. McBob, please. Ooh, he uses 2 of his high potions at once there. Lucho, careful. Almost gets comboed, gets another orb. Good usage of Final Guard. It's a very expensive soul, but if you can time it well, you can not use that much MP, and then just become fully invincible for the damage period of those orbs. Another orb. Ooh! Oh, that's really bad. Wasn't able to get the final guard out at the right time, mistimed it, and then got hit by the thorns and the snake and the orb. McBob has a lead here. He just needs to make full use of it here, be able to take down maybe one more eye. He doesn't have any way to deal damage to the core right now, is his issue, and he has low healing. So McBob's best bet is using Rush Souls. And I think he has 3 more full heals. Yeah. He just needs to not be stingy about it, not get caught by an orb, not get hit by the big orb. Oh, those disappeared right before it was gonna hit them. That is so lucky. You can slide out this, okay, fine. Hitting 42 with his Rush Soul, he just needs more eyes down. Defense is too high for it. Careful. Oh my god, McBob. 1 full heal left, and Luicho's back into Chaos 2. Keeps getting caught out by these spikes. Okay. And Luicho's back, using Osafuna in the eyes. Still 1 damage with 3 eyes down for McBob. I wish he had a ring or something. He just needs to, like... Oh, is he dead here? Almost. That's all his healing. He needs to stop getting caught out like that. He keeps trying to, like, slide spikes instead of just sitting in place. That puts him in bad positions. Half health, McBob can take 1, maybe 2 more hits here before dying. But he is just entirely reliant on MP for damage. And Cowboy does have a better hitbox here, especially for dealing with these orbs. And Yasutsuna again is multi-hits. If you're just going to be dealing 1, you may as well be dealing 1 times 3 or 4. Just try to slowly add that DPS up. We'll have to see how much damage Luicho is doing. Because McBob is only doing 1, he has like 7 more levels comparatively. I don't know if Osafuna is going to do anything. No point attacking the core. I think McBob is just gambling. Ooh, damn. It's hit by the big ball orb combo. That's McBob dead. If Luicho can keep his cool... Yo, that's insane. Yeah, he really should have gotten that katana. It's already hitting 2 for Luicho, and he's missing some levels, so McBob would have been hitting probably like 3 or 4. Yeah, if Luicho can keep his cool here, if he doesn't get too close to healing, or too close to dying, use those heals. He has so many. I think he can take this. Just don't die again, yeah? Easy. He's playing it very safe around those smaller orbs now. McBob already taking some hits. Very clean dodges there, just weaving right around those thorns. One shot again, having to use some more healing in phase 1 for McBob. Ooh, good usage of Final Guard. Barely had enough MP there. Nice. Ooh, got hit by the snake, has an orb on him. Nice Final Guard. Really good usage of that soul in this fight. Yeah, that succubus, like you mentioned, coming in handy. Just healing 25 every time. I'm sure you mentioned he scares the devil through the orbs, but I mean, makes sense. He's not going to be able to kill them with just one devil. So he has to be careful of the orbs getting knocked into him and untransforming right on top of them. This is going to be a long fight, so he just needs to keep his cool. Bob is 2 eyes down. Needs to go for all 4, probably again. Ooh, iframe saved him from that big orb there. Lucho almost done? That's time! GG's, Lucho. That's GG's for the set as well, 2-1. Taking some more hits there, McBob, careful. Yeah, we're seeing that Mistletoe hitbox, where McBob tries to hit those orbs, but just keeps missing. Hello!
Hi.
GG's, man.
GG. That was terrible. Everything.
Not a fan of that last seed?
Well, that thing was really fun. I played really bad. Well, I died, mostly. That's a real problem. And I sold Pitch Black Suit. No one saw that.
Yeah, we did see that actually. Lunix said Lucho sold his armor.
I even showed it on the stream because I was like, oh, they have to notice this. That's funny. That's a funny moment. Oh man. So McBobX also died is what I'm getting from reading past chat.
Yeah. McBob died after you, he just ran out of healing.
Well, he's dealing more damage than me.
Yeah, he killed Belower, so he's like 6 levels higher.
Yeah, I didn't find any of the bosses for that.
Ooh, nice to watch.
And then I last location top floor when I was in go mode.
Lunix asks, why did you not use a Misty against Julius?
Oh, because it did a little bit more damage, but I literally couldn't land and hit him because the hitbox is so small. So
Aria player doesn't understand how to attack without jump canceling moment.
Like, I'd rather not try to learn in the middle of an important race. When it has never come up before.
Also, it was dealing like 20 more damage. But that could also have been the level difference to an extent.
It wasn't a little. No, it was a little. It was like 10 more damage. It wasn't that much.
Probably a bit of a level difference too then.
Yeah, I decided to play Julius super safe, and for that I needed the jump cancels, and GG's.
Very clean second fight. Actually dealing damage with 4 eyes down. If only he hadn't skipped the katana.
That was hard.
That was a good series of races. I'm impressed you brought it back on the second one as well.
I don't even know how. Oh my god. I had the worst start of all time, and then I last location everything. I managed to win it. I don't know. That was really, I don't know. Really.
Yeah, it was a time.
Oh man, my hands hurt.
How did you mash out of that succubus attack before taking a second hit?
I don't know! I was also thinking about that! I thought it was the goat of mashing.
It's like, what?
No one has
man.
ever done that!
My man just tasked that.
Yeah, I guess you have to. I think, like I believe, that actually it was because I entered the succubus attack with iframes from hitting the previous succubus. So the first attack was late. That's my theory. It's either that or I'm tasked.
No, take your pick.
I don't even know if that's possible.
I don't think anyone else did either. Go, McBobX, GG's.
GG's.
Thank you.
That was an insane set.
Yes.
I don't know.
Combined.
I hate Gale. I hate Gale so much. I hate Gales.
Real.
Second seed, I had the lead. Third seed, that unfortunate death. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I had one.
Even though I had the bruising and I had enough healing, and I had like, it's just a shame that there was no solution for it. Like, I actually have to rely on Devil.
People in chat were thinking that you should have grabbed the Yasutsuna earlier in Chaotic Realm.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was thinking that Luicho was really way ahead. So I'm like, I give up. Like, Chaos should be weak to Mistletoe, so to use Mistletoe, but I didn't know that the core is like completely weak to even resistant to.
Chaos
it's not weak to
is
Holy.
not weak to Holy.
Not even in vanilla. I mean,
Like the core, I'm talking about the core.
it isn't.
Just any part of it. But also, I think that might have been. I think that was plus
I tried-
defense chaos and more.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
It's not weak to holy, and it's
Chances
not.
I lost. Oh my god, I feel bad.
It was close anyway.
I mean, like, dang it, if I only had another weapon, that's basically Levitate would be awesome.
Yeah, I wish.
Would be awesome, but or even Roginus or something like that. But that was the gear. I think my worst part wasn't going too often to the shop doing nothing. Yeah, that was unnecessary trips that I need to remove. It's like for safety, but apparently too much safety is bad. Too much safety is dangerous.
I also had a lot of safety saves and stuff, but
yeah.
I saved everywhere. Barret's probably hates me for saving everywhere.
Dude, I save everywhere. I'm
You
built for
don't.
saver. I do now.
Oh, you do now. You're copying me.
Well, congrats to Luicho. I mean, that game 1 gave me hope, but that hope went away.
Oh man, it was like I knew I could lose. I have lost to you before today, too.
Yeah.
In a race, I knew it was gonna be hard.
Like the second seed, I've been told that I was 3 minutes ahead, but because I think I had Escalon or something that was really weak, and you had like Excalibur, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I got Excalibur. I also you were 3 minutes ahead because I had the last location, the last book. Like I went everywhere except Clock Tower.
Yeah, I did like. I can blame the second seed. I can blame my loss to my lack of gear, I guess. Weapons. I mean, healing was good. Healing was more than enough. Level was fine. You know, the weapons were just like I thought like I was gonna make it, but you know, it wasn't that way. It didn't work. Yeah, it was your I'd say your win from the very start. Like I said, I'm ready to lose,
Yeah, but you didn't win. So,
but I
That's
lost the
what I'm saying.
match. So, I mean,
But
I guess
still.
that's it. That sums it up. I mean, seeds for like exploration was fine, I guess, for the most part. Like we were getting like books, like way early, like sub 30 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Then top floor was just straight ahead, like already find it, or you just like find it right after you get the books, or you get the souls needed for the books. So yeah, I think seeds were fun. Seeds were so much fun, exploration wise, and I like that the new like you have to check the first entrance in like in corridor, like to reservoir, the vanilla one.
Oh man, yeah, I went the entire way the second day. I don't know if you did.
Yeah, without that,
You
you're
both,
like
you both did. You
I
both
wouldn't. I would be
last
so
location
mad that I.
Malthus.
Yeah, I would be so mad that I couldn't get like the Malthus. Yeah, exactly. Like Malthus being there is very, very, very important. But yeah, I'd say just GG to Luichu on advancing to the next match. Good luck.
Yeah, I have to
And
beat
I
Lunix
think you're
now.
facing Lunex.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another top tier runner.
Good luck.
Good luck on that.
Yeah, that was a nail biter of a set.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping like, is this my third loss in a row in round one?
I mean, you're
I don't know.
the way seating works. Like they put you against someone stronger, right? So it's like that's how it works. Hopefully you
Yeah.
you win your losers match. I don't know who you're gonna be playing there.
Yeah, but just like I'm always like that, unlucky in randomizers. I'm not the type of like I don't have the like I try to explore, but I'm not the type of people like a person who does like who has the skill to explore very fast and find all needed things in a short time. So I always tend to take time. Plus I play safe most of the time. That kind of big drawback for me.
Yeah, that happens. You have to.
Yeah.
The way you learn is you just play races and stop doing safe stuff, and then you lose some of them because you die. But it's part of the process.
Yeah. I mean, even if I advance, Lunix is just gonna beat me. So
Oh yeah, Lunix.
I think I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna go down, and hopefully I get a chance. Maybe.
Lunix is nerfs because he has no guessing though. It's important.
Oh, guessing power is banned.
Yep. Yeah, GG's both of you.
Oh, thank you. That was a really fun time. I don't believe that we made the game like 3 games, and third games was also like very close. You died as well, so we both died.
It was a really good set.
Wow, that was intense.
Oh my, that was
That was
so
insane.
sad. I was like a frame
Only I
away.
had like, I think I did a mistake in healing, like I double pressed A because of
Yeah, you did.
stress. So I lost a high potion. That high potion would have won me the game. That
A lot of small things.
yeah. Like even the trip like even the trip what's it called? The trip to like the last trip before Garden. I didn't buy anything. Should have like just took some time to build something, but you know what? F's won't end.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. It's distant to Luigi, but right,
Yeah.
let's just wish luck in the next races.
Yeah, same.
Thank you for
Yeah.
watching and thank you for having me. I'm happy with that. So yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm done. I'm done with words.
There are links in chat to follow the runners. Also to follow me and Linux. Linux is tracking. If you want to check out the bracket, the link is there. The schedule is there. The Discord is there. And also you can play the
Yep.
randomizer. I do not play Julius mode. I quit that. I believe we have another match scheduled for
Right
Friday.
now?
No,
I was about to
for
say.
Friday.
Friday, okay.
Bram Hall the 5th and Vlad. So you can go check that
Cool.
out on the schedule, which is linked in chat. Yeah, thanks everybody for stopping by and watching.
Yeah. Bye.
GG's.